do a quick review of Charlotte Tilbury products. Now I'm going to go through a range of her products here and tell you what I think about them, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Eyeshadow quads, absolutely incredible. If you want to buy one that I feel like is universal flattering, go for the Golden Goddess. These formulations are Italian and they're absolutely amazing. If you're someone who's just used to drugstore formulations, there's nothing wrong with these palettes. I love these ones from e.l.f. But this will give you a unique experience. It's so buttery, it's cream, and the shimmer shade here, it feels like I'm swatching water. When I close my eyes and swatch it, it feels like I'm touching water, but it's not wet. I can't describe it at all. It's such a unique experience. And the glitter in some of these shades are not chunky at all. I say some of these shades because some of these palettes you do get a matte colour, some of them you don't. This Pillow Talk has 2 matte colours. This Golden Goddess does not have any matte colours. Exaggerize has 1 matte colour. And another reason why I like these palettes is because no matter your experience with makeup, she keeps it very simple. At the back she tells you which shade is prime, enlarge, pop, define, and she tells you the order to use them in as well. In terms of packaging, I think luxury isn't just about the feel of stuff, it's also about the look of them, as you would know. Colour has so many connotations with it, and I think the colour scheme of this just looks expensive and feels expensive. And even though it's plastic, it's good quality plastic, I think the packaging of this looks way more expensive than this, even though they're both Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like this looks a bit cheap. Let's go into this product next. Now I have 2 of her powder highlighters, completely different from her Hollywood Light ones. This one here is her Glow Architect Face Highlighter. This was a depression purchase. Any purchases I made while severely depressed, completely regret. Completely regret. Now this is refillable, so you pop it out and you can put a new one in. And some of her refillable products, I don't know what's wrong with it, but this, it moves. And when I close it, I can hear it. And that's not something you want with the price point. In terms of formulation, it is so pigmented. I think it's nice, it goes on beautiful on the skin, but I do think there are better products out there. For me, I'm not a fan of powder that much. I prefer creams and liquids and only use powder to powder down the face. So that's completely up to you, but in terms of other products out there in the market for similar price points, I think you can get something a bit more flawless. I would recommend maybe Hourglass. Another highlighter I have here is from her Filmstar and Glow palette, but she's put the same formulation into the Instant Look of Love palette. This highlighter is nice, and it was breathtaking back in the day when she came out with this formulation. Again, I think there are better things on the market. It's not bad, I will use it because as you can see I'm trying to use up this palette, but it isn't something I recommend you get. Bronzers, I have not liked any bronzers Charlotte Tilbury's come out with. I have this Airbrush one here. It looks like it's well loved, but it's not. I just used it a handful of times and gave up. It is chalky. I don't know where it's made, I'll Google it, but if it's made in Italy, I'll be so confused. But when I do a swipe, it's chalky. It has an orange undertone into it, and that's fine for certain complexions. I just don't think it's universal, and I'm not talking about the shade range, I'm talking about the undertone of it. An orange bronzer doesn't work for everyone. I have a different formulation of bronzer in this palette, which is from her Filmstar and Glow palette, and I prefer this formulation. It feels completely different as well. It feels so buttery and soft, and it feels like luxury when I swatch this one, and I prefer to use this bronzer. I think that's a very nice product, and even though it's an old formula, she's had this product for years. I think it's worth it. It's won so many awards and I can understand why, but this, when I swatch it, I can feel the powder on my finger. I just don't enjoy this at all. It was a waste of money. There is a bronzer in this limited edition palette. Anything limited edition Charlotte Tilbury do not get. Limited edition tends to be a waste of money for a lot of brands except Hourglass, because when it comes to limited edition, they're buying a smaller quantity. Now for them to keep a similar profit margin compared to products that are a staple in the range, like these quads, you're going to produce less quantity, so to make up for the profit, because it's going to be more expensive to produce, you either need to mark up the price or reduce the quality, use cheaper products. And I feel like even though this packaging is absolutely breathtaking, the quality just isn't that great. I'm trying to be I'm trying not to be biased here because it does have a print on it, so I'm trying to feel it without the print. I'm just not a fan of the pigmentation of it, how hard I have to work with this product to make it look nice on the skin. I'm just not a fan. The other products on here, the other colours, are very, very pigmented, and I think they're nice as eyeshadows. For palettes, if it says blush, you can use it however you want, it doesn't matter. Like, you can use a eyeshadow as a highlighter, completely up to you. Don't feel restricted, but I just feel that the shimmer in this is too exaggerated for a blush. Again, that's up to you and your makeup preference, but I just think it's too shimmery as a powder blush. It will just look chalky. But as eyeshadows, it will look beautiful. It will truly look like a sunset on your eyes. This highlighter, again, I'm just trying to use it up. It feels a bit powdery. It's not a bad highlighter, it's nice. But I just don't think this palette was worth the money whatsoever. Lipsticks, I have so many of her lipsticks. So many. In terms of formulation, she has different ones. She has shiny, matte, and in between, and these are also made in Italy, if I'm not wrong. Yes, made in Italy. I think they're lovely. These packaging here, these two here, are refillable, so you can change the color of it if you want, absolutely fine. But I think these are nice. I think you get a nice luxury experience with it in terms of the quality as well as the packaging. I think it also looks nice if you're just gonna have a little capsule collection and have it out all the time. This looks nice, even though I don't like leopard print. I think it looks nice. The color range is beautiful, and what I like about these is that there is a lip liner that goes with them from her collection, so you can buy something together. I do not enjoy buying lipstick from a brand if it doesn't have a matching lip liner, because then I feel like I have to go find a matching lip liner elsewhere, and it's just a lot of hassle. I do find her matte ones a bit drying, but that's not because it's a drier formulation, that's just because my skin, my lips always feel dehydrated. So I like to go over it with a lip gloss. But if you don't experience dehydration or dryness, I think it's a nice formula. It's not like your typical matte lipstick where you just feel so heavy on your lips. I think that they are very nice, and even though this packaging is different from this one, I still feel like it looks luxury. It feels luxury. The only lipstick, if you want to call it that I do not like is this one. The packaging is so loose. Each time I put this in my bag, the lid comes off. It is more of a transparent formula. It's not 100% transparent. It's not like a lip tint. It just goes on a little bit patchy, and it's just not as opaque. It's more of a lip balm as opposed to a lipstick, and again, that's up to you, your preference. I would not repurchase this. I've repurchased Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks so many times, especially Pillow Talk, and I've bought her lipsticks for other people. But this one, Sexy Lips, I can't remember what this product is called. I'll put it up. I don't enjoy the packaging. The formulation, I'm just not a fan of, but again, that's up to you. If you like something a bit more sheer, go for it. But I just feel like it goes on patchy, and that you can get a balmy product elsewhere for the same price. Lip gloss. I've tried 3 of her formulations. The middle one is limited edition, and then these 2 are staples. She has another lipstick formula that I haven't tried, but this one here, so sticky. This is also sticky, but not as sticky. This is bearable, this isn't. I'll use it, do not get me wrong. Will I repurchase it? No. Would I repurchase the collagen lip buff? Yes, and I have done so many times. I have Refresh Rose, Pillow Talk, and Rosy Glow. And Rosy Glow is more of a new shade, because first she only had 4 shades. Walk of No Shame, which I've also had. No complaints about that. Pillow Talk and Refresh Rose, and then she came up with additional ones. I think they're nice. This limited edition one, like I said, Charlotte Tilbury limited edition products are not the best. It made the lips look so kissable. It made it look like you had water on your lips. But because it was it had a water-like effect. The formulation did not last. I had to apply it every like 5 minutes to keep that look up. Now there are other products on the market that have a high shine look, and for it to have high shine and last on the lips, the formulation tends to be quite sticky. And if you up your price point, so if you up your budget, you can find a high-end lip gloss that is high shine and not as sticky. But because it wasn't sticky at all, it did not last on the lips. Colour was nice. I loved it, especially pairing it with the glowing gel, but it was just a hassle to have. And because it was so watery, whenever my hair would go on my lips because of the wind and I move it away, it would leave the mark of the pigment on my makeup, on my cheeks or something. Like I move the hair away, the lip gloss will transfer. Pick a lip gloss formula, go with the collagen lip buff. Our blushes, the powder blush, I think they're nice. I think it makes sense that it's made in Italy. You can tell with the formulations, they will last you a really long time. If you want to buy a luxury product but you don't want to have so many, I recommend you get the eyeshadow quad. If you want to have 2, get these powder blushes. Now I bought this one either March or April 2021, and I used it on my friend, I used it on myself. I used to wear this color every single day, but I'm trying to use up my other products. It lasts for a long time. So that's why I'm saying, if you want to introduce yourself to the brand or introduce yourself to luxury makeup, get one of these products. Now the point of this product here is that she gives you 2 shades in them. I have 3 here. This is an Ecstasy. This is in Walk of No Shame. I've got Ecstasy, which is a pale blush, and I've got Pillow Talk. Now how she uses these blush in her tutorials is that you're meant to use the outer shade and then put a pop of the highlighter color on top, and I think that looks nice together. I like to just mix it, and I think it's a nice formulation. It's up to you. Would I repurchase this again? No, and it's just because I prefer to use liquids and creams as opposed to powder. The only powder I really like to enjoy is a face powder, but that's just because I really like a glowy look. That being said, I don't think this is a bad product. If I was to, I would happily buy this for someone. I think it's good makeup. It's just up to your preference. And even though I do not enjoy powders, I still think these are key. Lip liners. I have so many different shades. My favorite is Pillow Talk. I think they're nice. I think they're creamy. However, I do find that they bleed. And this may be due to my shape of my lips. I do not know. But if you're looking for something on similar formulation in terms of how creamy it is and pigmentation, go for NYX, MAC. I don't think these are ride or die, but I will be buying the Pillow Talk one over and over again because I don't think there is an exact dupe for Pillow Talk whatsoever. I've repurchased Pillow Talk so many times that I even have 2 here. Absolutely love the colour. Nothing wrong with these, I just feel like there is just something better out there. Colour corrector. Her colour corrector, absolutely amazing. Even though it's a small product in terms of quantity, you do not need that much. Even if you buy a different brand like the Huda Beauty colour corrector, people use way too much when it comes to colour corrector. You don't need that much at all. Again, this is made in Italy, hence why it's good quality. I like the packaging. I think it's so luxurious. I think when you do a gold like this, do a true gold colour. When you do a colour like this and put too many patterns, it looks cheap. This looks more expensive than this. And I like the formulation. I think it does a good job. If you feel like a colour corrector does not work for you, I promise you, you've bought the wrong colour. This is shade 2. I use it mainly for my eyelids because my eyelids are the darkest part of my face. And I'm pretty sure it's genetic. But I also use it for my under eyes just to brighten the area a bit more. If you put concealer on darkness, it will look grey. Get yourself a colour corrector. I use other formulations of colour correctors from other brands, but this is just a staple. I haven't tried Huda Beauty, so can't comment on that. I've tried more high street drugstore colour correctors, but this, go to, no issues, love it. Her face powder, Flawless Filter, we all know, we all love, viral for a reason. I've repurchased Flawless Filter so many times. I've bought the big shades, I've got the travel shades, finished them all, lovely. She even has the same formulation in this palette, and as you can see, I've used it all up. There is barely anything left, maybe this tiny bit in the corner that I cannot get out, but I think it is great. The only issue I have with the powder is that shade 2 makes sense for my complexion, but it adds so much darkness to the face. I don't know what it is about shade 2 of that powder. Makeup artists on TikTok have made videos saying that shade 2 just looks off, and I just don't understand what's wrong with it. So when I first bought shade 2, and I just felt like I did something wrong, and then when I was researching it, I was like, oh no, it's just the issue with that shade. I've bought shade 1 ever since, and it works absolutely fine. Our Hollywood light ones, I've got 2 colours here. I have Pinkgasm Sunset. I've also tried her contour wand and the Pillow Talk wand. I love the Pillow Talk wand. I've repurchased so many times, but I'm trying to use up these 2 before I buy another one. What I recommend with this product is to take off the sponge. I take it off for hygiene reasons, but also application. I just think if you're going to buy a colour like Pinkgasm Sunset, which isn't the best colour for my complexion, but I can pull it off if I put on the tiniest bit. So I think it's easy to control how much product you take out when you take off the sponge. And also, I'm just a bit of a hygiene freak, so I just take off sponges. Also, I hear people online say they feel like they're getting robbed with the amount of product that comes in here. When you're buying makeup, you need to look at the grams, the mils. She states 12 mils, and you do get 12 mil of product. It's just the packaging makes you feel like there isn't as much product in there. And that's not really, whatever, we can debate that. But I think these light ones are really nice, especially the Pillow Talk one. She has come out with a matte range. I haven't tried it. I will once I finish my Pillow Talk powder. I won't be repurchasing this just because, like I said, I prefer more cream, so I'll be trying the Pillow Talk one. But this is a lovely product. My issue with the contour ones is that I just don't understand the colours. It's not a true contour colour, but it's not a true bronzer colour. It just looks muddy. I gave it away, the one I had. I gave it to one of my flatmates. I don't know which one ended up taking it. I put it in the kitchen for someone to take, and I was thinking to myself, this is no one's complexion. Like, this will work for no one. So I don't know who took it, but whatever. I mean, I put it there for someone to take. I'm just curious to this day who ended up using it. But anyways, I do not enjoy the contour wand. The highlighter ones, lovely, beautiful. I did try, she had a golden shade. It just didn't work on my complexion, but I think the product of it is nice. This has to be made in Italy. Yes, made in Italy, makes sense. And I think the packaging of it is quite nice as well. Yes, her Airbrush setting spray, lovely, staple, viral for a reason. I've tried the small size, the big ones. I've used it since the day I bought it, as in I've repurchased it non-stop. And again, I think that was April, May 2021. I remember the first issue I had with this product is that I was spraying it around here, and I found it so drying on the face. So I like to go a bit further back. I've bought this for friends as gifts, and they've loved the product as well. The only thing I would say about this is that now that this has been out for so many years, there are products on the market that compete with this at a different price point that may even perform even better. So I think it's good, but because it's, I guess, has been on the market for a while, there are better options out there. But in terms of packaging, the price point performance is good. Her skincare range, I've tried so many of her products. I love this clay. It is beautiful. I think it does a good job at helping with the clarity of the skin. She says it lifts, smooths, brightens, reduces the appearance of pores. I'm young, so I can't say if it actually lifts. I don't really have to comment on that. It does reduce the appearance of pores and does leave your skin baby soft. What I love about this clay mask, it is not drying. For me, I have very dehydrated skin, so I tend to stay away from clay masks because it makes your skin more dry. This does not. If you use this like a day before an event or on the day of the event, then you do your makeup, you will see a difference with how your makeup applies. Anything with a skincare makes your makeup apply so much better. I used to use her toner, the serum, and the light version of the moisturizer. Absolutely amazing. The only thing with the moisturizer is that I couldn't put it near my eyes because of the fragrance, but great as makeup prep. Her other products, just not great as skincare. I feel like there's better things on the market, so I would just recommend this. I've tried her sheet mask, the reusable one that you can use up to 3 times. Again, great for makeup for events, but not as everyday skincare. I've tried her sunscreen, didn't like how it was under makeup, didn't like how it irritated my eyes. So yeah, I would just say think of her It's a makeup brand after all. Think of her skincare for makeup prep. Her Airbrush Flawless Filter, I've tried, I like the formulation, I just couldn't find a colour that worked for me. Things were either too light, too dark, or the undertone was off. So even though I love the formulation and raved about it to people, it just, the colours available just didn't work for my complexion. But there's lots of dupes on the market now, but I haven't tried any of the dupes. Her Airbrush foundation, very thick formulation, beautiful outcome of how it looks on the skin, but it'll be too heavy for the summer. I even recommended that foundation to my friend. She loves it. I was very thankful that that foundation had a shade for me because I have an olive undertone. I was so happy I finally found something that works for my skin, but I'm just not the biggest fan of matte foundations, just for my preference. So I would recommend it to other people, but it is a heavy formulation. Her beautiful skin foundation, I did not like the shade range. There wasn't an option available for me, and it was in a plastic tube. It felt cheap. If it was a skin tint and it was fair enough, but it wasn't. It was meant to be foundation. It felt cheap. The packaging came off so easily. I didn't enjoy it. If you had to get one product, get the Golden Goddess Quad. Yeah, I think that's a quick summary of almost every single product I've tried.